As we mentioned earlier in our hot comments section, November the 11th marks Singles Day in China, a play on the 4 ones in the date. The origin of this light-hearted celebration is thought to lie amongst some of China's earliest net users, mainly university students back in the late 90s. The popularity of Singles Day has grown enormously in recent years, especially online, and those supposed offers for singles that so annoyed our poster earlier resulted in around $2.2 billion worth of transactions being made in Chinese online shops, making it the biggest e-commerce sales day on record. So just how many singles are there in China? Well, according to a recent survey carried out by the All China Women's Federation and baihe.com, a popular dating website, by 2010, China had some 180 million eligible singles actively looking for that someone special. And why is it so hard to hook up with Mr. or Mrs. Right? Well, the same survey suggests some of it may have to do with some singles, particularly women, being overly choosy. Nearly 70% of single women insisted on a future husband owning a house first, and over a quarter demanded that their suitor have a monthly income of over 10,000 yuan, about $1,600, and not small potatoes in China by any means, before even discussing the M word. So, how do China's net users, the ones, after all, who are behind Singles Day, feel about the position of singles in China today? Well, to find out, let's cross over now to the newsroom and our researcher, Julia Liu. Okay, Julia, first of all, that's some number, 180 million single people on the prowl for a partner, and I guess a fair proportion of them must be net users. So what have they got to say about this growing pool?
Well, quite a range of views on this topic, I have to say, and often a clear divide between men and women, of course. Well, although not always. Well, first, this poster from 163.com obviously is a woman, explains why a house and so on are so important. Although I don't agree with the young woman putting too much insistence on a man having a house before marriage, I don't think it's an excessive demand either. Since the woman will have to be more involved in the marriage, including having a baby, I think the husband should obviously do more on the earning side to support the family. But Lin Yu, also a single woman, has a different opinion. Well, I don't pay much attention to material goods, and neither do I think material possessions have much to do with a happy life. But why am I still single now? Well, for this poster, 后天再说 on Sohu.com, she can only blame herself, it seems, saying, why are there so many singles? I think it's because nowadays women's requirements are too high, and because of this, men can't easily express their love. But it seems this poster feels both sides are at fault. I have to say the Chinese outlook on love and values is skewed. Are women really looking for love? I think some of them only want to get married to money. And are men really looking for love? I think some of them just want youth and good looks. Meanwhile, He Win has this frightening prediction on QQ.com. If a man is to meet this standard, then he will be at least 30 or more. And as things progress, these demands will only become higher and higher. So perhaps in the future, we'll see more 60-year-old men marrying 20-year-old women.
I can see why you'd be worried. Okay, Julia, now turning away from the problems of becoming unsingle, we heard about another material aspect of this. That's Singles Day, which seems to have become an online shopping holiday. How's that being seen or discussed?
Well, actually, a recent survey in Taiwan found that single women over 35-year-old are some of the biggest spenders online. So many users view it as logical that businesses will target this group. Well, this poster from QQ.com says, I have to say these single women are the ideal customers. On the one hand, they don't need to spend on the family, and on the other, they usually have a good job and plenty of purchasing power. So as long as the products are interesting and fashionable, expense will be no object. And then turning to that shopping spree on Sunday, most net users don't think it's so much to do with the singles as with the online awareness. Like 风行天下 says on Sina.com. I think the reason Singles Day is an online shopping holiday is because it was started by net users, and obviously they make up the bulk of online shoppers. While Chen Yaya from Shanghai views it's all down to clever marketing. Although recently Singles Day has become more and more popular, physical stores have ignored this business opportunity. But online shops have obviously noticed it and do what they can to take advantage.
Okay, Julia, before we go, turning back to the plight of all those millions of singles, are there any other reasons being put forward for this situation, apart from fussy women, that is?
Sure, and I think a lot of net users believe another key factor is the realities of society in China today. First, take this post on finance.jrj.com. I have to say, although young people nowadays seem to be more gregarious, their social circle has become tighter. Every day they're just running on the way to work and back home, and they have to face the huge pressure put on them by life and work. Sometimes they do try hard to find a partner through different ways, such as dating websites and shows, but the fast pace of life makes things very hard. And then Wang Chuanyan has this quite philosophical and pessimistic viewpoint. Now the whole situation has become a little odd. Some people do have a car and a house, but they're still not willing to get married because they think they haven't found the right one. While other people are still struggling for a car and house but won't get married just because they think it's still not the right time. But whatever, one fact we can't deny is that we have all missed out on the best time to fall in love. And a marriage becomes more about life's realities rather than love and emotion. And finally, a couple of suggestions for those eager to pair up. First, from this poster on Sohu.com, the It'll Do school of thought. Just don't ask for too much. If you have found a man or woman with similar hobbies, similar family backgrounds, and similar life goals, then don't waste any more time trying to find another perfect one. And then to finish up, another idea, get in early. Here's Zhang Zhen from QQ.com. When I have a son, I'm going to ask him to start looking for a wife when he's still at school. After all, at that time, women are still not yet so hard to please.
Well, from memory, I wouldn't be too sure about that. Thanks for that, Julia. And that was China Take researcher Julia Liu with net users' thoughts on single status in China today, as Singles' Day was marked over the weekend.